Hey, hey, hey! What's up, E? Oh man, people are gonna be hating me for this video. Be like, I hate you, you suck, you fat tattooed loser. Whatever. It's an ancient saying. I would rather be right than liked. Um, Sigma lenses. I do own one Sigma lens. Here it is, 150mm macro. I got it really cheap. Although I am afraid that middle of the night this thing is going to go like a full-on deliverance on me. I don't think it'll be working in about 10 years. Now, the question is, well, I mean, will I've got my money out of it within that 10-year period of time? Well, I probably will have, but let's talk about Sigma. Let's lay down the facts instead of the hype, the BS, which is everywhere. And I gotta tell you, Sigma bombs the piss out of every photography magazine in any place you go for photography. Sigma, 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 yay! Art lens, which means nothing. The term art means nothing. It doesn't mean a damn thing. It means nothing. That is just marketing hype. Here's a fact. Let's go over a couple of facts. Now, you're going to think this is hyperbole, but it's not. It's not a Nikon lens. This is a Zeiss lens, by the way, because Zeiss makes crappy lens caps. When you talk about Sigmas from 10, 12, 13 years ago, less than 1% of those are still kicking. Fact. You're talking about like a bazillion Sigma lenses. They ain't working no mo. They're not. They're not working anymore. Now let's talk about old Nikkor lenses. You got 1% here, okay? Still kicking, still working. Let's talk about old Nikkor lenses. Now let's apply this to both lenses, Sigma and Nikon. Unless they've been abused or tortured, stuck in a hot basement or, something like that. You're leaving out all those factors. Basically, 100% of non-abused Nikkor lenses are still kicking. You got 1% of Sigma, and you think that's an exaggeration? I'm damn not exaggerating. It's like 1% versus 100%. Oh my God, let's do the math. 1% versus 100%. Okay, and let's go over another fact. Go to any camera store and say, I want to speak to the manager. Someone's been working there a while. And whip out a 10 spot and like stick it in his G-string or something. It's like, here's a 10 spot, buddy. I want the truth from you for 30 seconds. So like, okay. You may want 20 bucks. Give him 10 bucks. And it's like, here you go, Here's 10 bucks. I want the truth. Is it true that Sigma has higher margins? In other words, you get kickbacks as a sales employee. Yeah, that's true. Yep, that's true. Okay, here's question number 2. I've still got 20 seconds left. Do Sigma lenses come back at an extremely high rate, far above anything and everything else? This is as far as like someone come back, there's something ain't right with this lens, this crap is messed up, and they'll go, yep. Okay, and then ask them a third question. Like, I got 10 seconds left on my $10 I gave you. Say, what's the lens? So why do you guys keep pushing Sigma lenses if they're so bad? It's because we make more profit on them, and we get better kickbacks, and they do come back with a high failure rate. It's like, okay, that's what I wanted to know. And that's the answer you will get. Sigma bombs ads everywhere. Their quality, when I was selling them back nearly 20 years ago, really hasn't gotten that much better. Tamron is kicking their butt right now, and even Sigma knows it. So Sigma might pick up their game. However, I don't really know how much they're going to pick up their game. But here's something else to consider. When people talking about these, asking about Sigma lenses, the answer is no. It's like, well, you got a Sigma lens. Like, out of 160 lenses, I got one Sigma lens, which I got really cheap, and the reason for that is I love macro. Here's the thing, like an art lens, which they cost a lot of money, and the term art means nothing. Like, if you like the way that flat lens with poor color saturation and bad micro contrast renders, ultimately photography is an art. You like it, that's fine. Now here's another fact. That damn Sigma lens, that art lens, which means nothing, art means nothing, costs as much as a high quality Zeiss. This thing is something you can pass down to your grandchildren. It'll still be working. It is made better, made far superior, better resolution, better micro contrast, better color saturation. Is better flat out, balls out, period. And you want to blow how much money on an art lens instead of getting a Zeiss? You know, I tell you what, if you change your mind later, you try getting rid of that Sigma lens and watch it sit there while the crickets are chirping around it. Okay, you want to get rid of the Zeiss lens, which you really wouldn't get rid of the Zeiss lens, but if you did, sell instantly. Why on earth would you buy that art lens instead of a Zeiss? There is no doubt. Well, it's autofocus, you know, and I don't like manual focus lenses. Well, that's kind of a valid statement. Kind of. If you like that, then get, you know, a nice Nikkor Prime, a 24 or 28, a 35. Get a Tamron Prime, for God's sakes. The Tamrons are far better made, like the 35 and the 45 millimeter. I got the 45. I've tested both of them. Get one of those. Costs a lot less money, built a lot better. It's a superior lens in every way, shape, and form for a whole lot less money. If you want autofocus, then get one of those. But here's the answer to Sigma lenses. The answer is no. 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 Yet. Nein. Das ist sehr schlecht. Das Scheiße schlecht. I ought to call it uber schlecht is what they ought to call Sigma lenses. You know, I know I'll be getting lots of hate out there. Well, I've got a Sigma lens and I love it, and you're just a fat SOB and you don't know nothing, and, you know, yeah, I don't know anything. Let me know in 6 or 7 years if that lens is still working for you. Let me know. It won't be working. Their quality control sucks. Their sample variation is bad. Their lenses suck. I'm not making a dime. Whatever the hell you buy, I'm not making a dime. Buy whatever you want. But God, I mean, it's like, well, you can buy a Sigma, or you could buy a, for the same money, sometimes less, you could buy a nice Rolls Royce Zeiss lens like this. Oh God, I don't know, it's a tough choice. Let me think about that. I could buy a piece of crap, or for the same money, I could buy, you know, something that is just the absolute tits, and just like I've got no issues of quality control or sample variation issues, and it's just made like a tank, and it'll just be working and working and working, decade after decade after decade. You see, crap or awesome. Crap or awesome. Oh my God, that's a tough choice, man. I'll really have to think hard on that one. It's hurting my brain. It's hard to figure this one out, man. It's a tough choice. No, it's not a tough choice. Damn. I guess no matter what you offer somebody, meaning these lens manufacturers, someone will be like, I love the hype, you know. I opened up that photography magazine, I saw the hype for that Sigma lens, and I had to own it. It's like, good. You spent a lot of money on hype. Hype! Good luck with that. Let me know how hype translates into light transmission onto the back of your sensor. Let me know how that works. Thanks. Make sure to send me lots of hate email over that one. I hate you. You suck.